Hello, everybody. Today, I just drop it down like that. There we go. Hi. Today we'll be discussing the Owl House season 2 and possibly Loki later on. But anyway, first, Owl House season 2 with Luz Nocera. And the first like 2 episodes, I, well, they're not on Disney Plus. I saw them where it's like it's really small and the screen's like off to the side like that. It's like really weird. So I had to watch it that way, which is kind of nice so that the bot system didn't take it down immediately. Uh, so, um, um, so apparently Luce starts off with her vlogs that she is apparently storing on her phone, which are not being sent to her mom yet, because we see later on in the promos that her mom is aware that Luce is having not gone to camp and is actually having these adventures in the Boiling Isles. So I'm guessing she's having her conspiracy wall or whatever behind her while she's freaking out, trying to figure out how to get there. So that's rather interesting. And I believe the way that is happening is because Bellows, when he kind of softly activates the portal, not necessarily enough to walk through it, but enough to send signals from the Boiling Isles to Luce's world, or the human world. So that's what I think is going on. And I think it also tends to happen when Luce accidentally keeps pushing the button on the key, I would believe. So, yeah. More on that later as the series develops. So, Luce. So they talk about everything, economics, how long it's been, the new living arrangements with Edith's sister Lilith. Um, what were they trying to do to make money? And sorry, I'm tired. I'm not as wasted as I was, if at all anymore. High metabolism, okay? So, um, I don't really know what to say. Not that I don't want to spoil it, it's just that it's a really good episode. It feels a little bit not spoilerly, but it does set up. It's not exactly foreshadowing, but it's setting up a lot of stuff to be used later, like the new antagonist, who I believe is just a big nerd. That's what I think. Um, Though I am rather interested in seeing more Kikimora. I'm kind of curious, like, what does she actually do? We see her just walk into frame. That's all she does. She just walks into frame, pretty much. Doesn't really series very too much. So having 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 all this set up, everybody learning to deal with limited magic like Lucis has been doing for the past like first season. So seeing the Cathorn sisters, Hathorn, Cathorn, the sister is having to deal with that now. So it's like, okay, I have to deal with limited magic, and so it's not much else to really say. They stay together. Um, that's a lot more of Luce's, immediate family. Then her friendships are in the next episode. The first episode is called "Separate Tides." The separate second episode is called "Escaping Expulsion," and it's about the Blights trying to sell their abomination um, product line, and Amity's there, and she sounds when she hits like severe monotone, she sounds a lot like Daria, which got me thinking. I'm wondering whether or not the two are actually voiced by the same voice actress because she does sound a lot like Daria. I'm highly doubting it, but just it got me curious. Um, so um, it's a little bit forced where Amity's Grom photograph falls out of her sleeve at that exact moment while she's fighting the abomination and just destroys it before it apparently steps on her photograph, which I don't think would have ruined it, but whatever. So we have to, give her Amity a reason to defeat the abomination so that the blights will then uh, lose the deal, and thus Amity's mom will then kick loose Willow and Gus out, who has apparently gone through a growth spurt out of Hexside. And so Luce goes to the mom's house to say, okay, you wanted to talk, let's talk. How do we fix this? And he says, why don't you be our next target or subject for the abominations to fight on the next round? So she's like, okay, fine, I'll do that. And so she goes onto the stage and she starts fighting these things until they get to the last one. And it says, "Oh no, this one's. I said I'll do that, but you know, uh, this thing will this abomination will this type of abomination will not stop until it destroys its target, i.e., you. So it doesn't matter if if it turns out to be a success, you'll be dead by the end of it anyway." So she is trying to survive this abomination thing, which is really dogging her. So it sort of like feels like being chased by the T-1000, pretty much. And after stealing a move from the warden, uh, Abney comes in to stop it because when she got home, she found that Luce had been there because uh, the mom had left a note saying that she found a replacement. And Abney's all like, turns around to the butler abomination and asks if anyone's been here, and sees that it was sculpted to resemble a cute cat, which then melted. So she's like, mm. It's just like major, like not frowny face, but like hard face, like mm. it was it was soups adorable. I love it, and yeah. So Amity's there. She's definitely gone up a level. Like they had numbered ranking, she's definitely gone up a level or two. She's fighting this thing off pretty good, and um, the mom uses her talisman thing or jewel around her, like Edith has, to talk to Amity, and and she tells Amity to stay out of this, and Amity just takes her brooch amulet thing and just crushes it, like saying like I am not listening to you. And he says, now listen up, I am, you know, you are going to let them back in, or I'm going to rip this thing apart in front of your investors. And she's like, wait, can you do that? And Lucy's like, can you do that? It's like, shush. Like, actually, that's a very good question. I don't know if I can. So the mom says, fine. Amity releases the spell. The abomination does like a whole thing, so it's mallet, so it will crush around them instead of on them, and they pretend to be dead. And then the dad mentions how incredibly more powerful Amity has gotten, which is true, and that someday she might be a coven leader, which sets up, okay, yeah, so I guess we are going to see the coven leaders if you haven't seen the promo. So, yeah, it is it's setting up everything. The teen romance thing, uh, Luce is starting to blush now too, and it's like, oh, right, focus. So I'm rather curious where that's going to go. How much more they're actually going to do with that, I don't know. I'm really hoping they actually do anything with it at all, other than just nodding to it. But yeah, everything is great. The humor is a little different here at the timing. I think they got a different writer or something, but the humor part of it is different. It has a lot of different timed, so it feels differently structurally humor wise. Not that that's a negative, it's just that it's different. So you kind of have to get used to that. Like a new Doctor Who, you have to kind of get used to that. So that's for the new, except for the newest one. I hope they just correct that, like really soon because that's just really super annoying. Anyway, so sorry, it's itchy foot. So So two episodes are a good start. I like them. I like where they're going with this. They're not introducing new glyphs. They're saying that it could be just the four. There might be more, but they really doubt that. And if not, then we'll just do combos, which I'm rather surprised at how they came to that conclusion, even though Lilith had already drawn that earlier and Luce had drawn that earlier. They don't bother to utilize that concept until much later after Edith decided to slap it all together to create the concept. I don't know, but in the contrivancy of trying to make it seem like it's organic and natural, they say, okay, now we have the combo system, blah blah blah, blah. So that's going on too. So it's like, okay, well, at least you're getting somewhere. Contrivities aside, at least you're getting somewhere. Story, so which is nice. That's about it, really. I highly recommend seeing the episodes as much as you can see them on YouTube, and that's pretty much about it, really. I mean, there's just not much else to really say about Lyeth. You know, here, let me see if I can show you this. Here, here, let me show you this. At least this is how I was watching it. So yeah, that's how I watched it. So it's like, most likely you'll be having to watch it like that. So just be prepared to kind of tilt it a little bit so you can watch it a bit more levelly. All right. So um, so have a good day or night or whenever you're watching this. Take care and enjoy the rest of the series. All right. Bye.